school or
It
things
just
like
started
that. So
getting, on the map.
that's right. That's right. It's becoming more well known. But at the time, I didn't know a great deal about Korea. It was just sort of an adventure for me to come somewhere. And when I got here, I mean, it was really strange and exciting
Culture
and
shock.
intoxicating, and yeah, and culture shock as well. Yeah.
Have you fallen in love with Korea yet?
Yeah, absolutely. I was only going to stay here for 1 year. I was only going to stay here for 1 year, and honestly, I mean, I'm not planning on leaving anytime
Yay!
soon.
You're stuck. I always say this to every foreigner, even the Kyopos, the Korean Americans. You either love it here or you hate it here.
Oh, okay.
And
okay,
so they're
okay.
either waiting and counting the days to leave, or you just cannot leave.
Yeah, I think that sounds like my experience. I mean, I
Yeah.
honestly don't think I'm going to be going anywhere. Yeah.
And I think the people who don't, who don't get into Korea, it's just because they didn't open up to trying the food and doing things. They're just kind of stuck at their job and just waiting to leave.
I think maybe that's right. I think you
Right.
have to embrace the differences. Yeah.
Anywhere you go, it's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you gotten into Korean food?
Okay, so yeah, I do really love a couple of things of Korean food.
Give
One
us
of-
a recommendation.
Okay, and it's one of my favorite foods of all time, of any type of
Okay.
food. Okay, is galmegisal. Okay,
갈매기살.
galmegisal.
This is not the first time I've heard this.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe, I mean, all my expat friends, I mean, all my Korean friends too, but everybody I know loves galmegisal. And just the experience of eating it, like grilling it, and you get that incredible sauce to dip it in,
Yeah.
and with a bowl of doenjanjigi on the side, it's just amazing, incredible. Yeah.
Okay, let's go eat. And is there something that you haven't tried that you will not try yet? Because it is Asia. We do have a lot of weird dishes.
That's right, definitely. So I'm terrified of bundegi.
Bondegi.
Bondegi.
Ah.
Okay, so I see it sometimes in the street. Here
Yeah.
they sell it on the street, and it's just, I just can't do it. You know, I just can't do it.
They're
yeah.
well, to describe what they are, they're basically the
It's, what is it? Is
Larvae?
it larvae?
Right.
Larvae? Yeah, these little. Yeah, it's just not for me.
okay. It's not for everyone. Have you tried it? You haven't even tried
no,
it.
I couldn't. I just couldn't do it. It's like in France, I just couldn't try snails either.
Right.
So.
What do you do on the weekends? How do you spend your leisure time?
Actually, well, for the past 2 years, I've been doing another master's degree, so I spend a lot of time studying.
That's
I spend a lot of
great.
time studying, but I like reading and watching movies, and I was really obsessed with hiking for a while. and,
Hiking? Where?
So I lived in Yeonshine for a while, which is right beside
Mountains.
Bukhansan.
Yeah.
So I used to go to Bukhansan almost every weekend.
I used to go to Bukhansan every
yeah.
weekend too.
Incredible. It's
Yeah.
one of the most amazing things about Korea.
Very
Yeah,
clean.
yeah.
I love the water coming
Oh
down.
yeah, beautiful. Just
Yeah.
amazing.
And
yeah.
restaurants right there at the
Oh,
bottom.
right. yeah. You could come and have a glass of beer at the end of your day.
Makgeolli.
yeah.
So, in your time here, what is a memorable place that you've been to in Korea outside of Seoul?
Okay, I have a terrible confession to make. So I've been here almost 3 years, and I've traveled very little inside the country. Like I said, I've been a little busy, but of the places I have been, I thought Chuncheon was just absolutely incredible. I went to a mountain in Chuncheon, and again, just this amazing, beautiful scenery. And there was this sort of lake just beside the mountain, and we sort of went to like, I guess, like a little bar, like a little place that sold beer, and the tables were in the middle of a stream that was running down
On
the
the
mountain.
water, right?
Yeah.
Isn't
And
that
so,
crazy?
Yeah,
I
we
love
sat
it.
there and took our socks off and sort of nibbled on some roots and drank a couple of beers, and yeah, fantastic, just amazing.
Great. And I know you've traveled abroad. I mean, you just mentioned how you've lived in Europe and whatnot.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Of all the cities you've been to, I mean, are there places that you still want to go to? Are there places that stay in your memories?
Yeah, sure. So of the places I've lived, Edinburgh, the Scottish capital, is an incredible city. If you get the chance to go there, you should definitely take it. It's a beautiful city, an amazing cultural place, amazing historical place.
Horrible joke, but as soon as you said that, I was like, yeah, good beer. Just kidding.
All right. Yeah, great. If you know, Korean people love to drink, Scottish people love to drink. So if you go
Yeah.
there, you'll definitely feel at home. London, incredible, cosmopolitan, multicultural city, an amazing place to be, amazing, atmosphere, and just so much to do in London. A little bit expensive.
Yeah.
And New York as well. New York, I was only there for 2 weeks. I just visited, but it just blew my mind. Yeah. So
Yeah,
fantastic.
of those places, I mean, I'd say New York and Seoul top the crazy factor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. The pace of life and
Yeah.
the pressure. Yeah, it's just, yeah, definitely.
Well, I asked earlier what you do on your weekends and how you spend your leisure time, and a little birdie told me you also have a girlfriend here.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I do.
Is she Korean? Did you meet her here? Who is she?
Yeah, she's Korean. Her name's Jun-mee. She's lovely. She's the nicest girl in the world, and I met her, I guess, sogedding.
Oh, a blind date.
Yeah, one of my professors set me up on a blind date with her
Great.
just at Christmas, and we've been together since. Yeah, she's incredible.
Here in Korea, you don't set someone up unless you're sure and confident in them that they're a good person.
Oh,
So that person must have liked you a lot.
Oh, right. Oh, wow. Okay.
And it's great that you found someone to share your life in Korea with.
Yeah, wonderful. Wonderful.
Which is why I know you have a music request for her. I hope you're listening.
Okay, so Jun-mee, this is for you. It's Busker Busker, Cherry Blossom Ending.
그대여 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 그대여
All right, Barry Welsh in the house for 10 Magazine Book Club. Now, I bet you there are a lot of people who are kind of like me who fell out of love. Well, I don't want to say out of love of books, or just don't find the leisure to be able to cuddle with a book.
I think that's absolutely true. I think that's a common story. I think for a lot of people, it's difficult finding time, especially for Korean people. I know, like so many of my Korean friends and my students, they're so busy. They've got so much pressure at work or studying that it's very difficult to find time, or people think it's difficult to find time to read or to read regularly. But I definitely think if you can make that little extra time, it's a really rewarding experience, and it's enriching, and it helps you become more engaged and interested in the world around you. So if you can find a good book, I mean, the experience of reading a good book, I mean, there's nothing else like it, really.
Can you recommend a book for our listeners right now? The majority of our listeners are from all around the world, and they're fascinated with Korea, Korean culture, drama, music, etc.
Okay, so the book that I recommend for your international listeners, and it's like a stepping stone, I'd say, to get into more Korean literature, and it's this collection of short stories by a Korean writer called Krys Lee, and she's an incredible writer. The short stories are really fantastic, really amazing. She's a really wonderful writer, and she writes about different aspects of Korean culture and Korean people living in different countries, and I can't recommend it highly enough. Everybody that I know that has read it has enjoyed it and thought it was a rewarding experience that helped them understand aspects of Korean culture that maybe they've not encountered before. So for international listeners, that's definitely the first book that I'd recommend. And then perhaps I'd suggest maybe investigating Kimyoungha. I think of the sort of the young generation of Korean writers. He's one of the most interesting and his book that I Have the Right to Destroy Myself, that was the first Korean book in translation that I read when I came here, and it was such a fascinating experience.
One of our guests recommended that book as a way to start on Korean literature. Actually, just yesterday.
Oh, really? Who was it?
Paul Matthews. Recommended it last week or the week before that, and one of our listeners actually ordered the book, read it. He's in the States now. Ron, hope you're listening, and he just put up a book review of that yesterday, and it was too dark for him.
I read that. I saw that on Facebook.
For him, it was a little too dark and whatnot.
It is dark. It is a dark book. It's a very strange book as well, and it's definitely an acquired taste. But I still think he's definitely a person worth investigating. You could maybe try one, or he's got 2 other books that have been translated, or you can read some of his short stories. There's actually a lot of his short stories that are available online. I know Professor Charles is a friend of the show, right? And his website, ktlit.com, you can find lots of free Korean short stories in translation, and that's definitely somewhere to check out if you want to get into Korean literature.
Fantastic. Goals in life? Any mottos in life?
Oh, so goals I have...
Because you're still generally young, and for you to start out something with such big ambitions, this is really, for me, I think it's so commendable because you're not doing this in your backyard, but in Korea.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. And thank you for saying I'm young as well. So I have pretty simple goals. I guess I just want to be happy and just make the people that are in my life happy, and make a positive contribution to the community that I'm a part of. So
Fantastic.
I think that's a good goal. Yeah.
It is summer.
It is. Yeah.
Any plans yet?
Okay, my plan for next month is actually I'm going home. I'm going back to Scotland, and it's the first time in 3 years. My mum's furious. She's really angry, and so I'm going home for 2.5 weeks, and I'm really excited. I can't wait. My nieces and nephews are 3 years older, and I can't wait to...
What do you miss most about home?
Actually, I miss my family the most, but what I miss is my mum's home cooking.
Oh,
I can't wait
that's everybody. That's great.
yeah, I can't wait. My mum makes this vegetable soup, and it's not like it's like gourmet or special or anything, but it's just the tastiest thing in the
home
world.
cooking, Mama's cooking. You can go to the best restaurant in the biggest city in the world, and it just doesn't taste as good as Mom's cooking.
No comparison.
Mum, I hope you're listening. Get that vegetable soup ready.
Yeah, yeah, I hope so. It'll be the first thing I do as soon as I walk in the door. Yeah.
When is the next book club meeting?
Okay, so the next book club meeting is actually this Sunday. So that's Sunday, the 21st of July. It's at 2 p.m. and it's in Myeongdong. It's in a place called Haechi Hall. And we have our special guest this month is Andrei Lankov. And he's a really fascinating guy. He's an incredible writer and academic. He's a local professor. He actually studied at university in North Korea, and he's a North Korea expert. His books include The Real North Korea and The Dawn of Modern Korea. And I think it's going to be an amazing presentation. He's going to talk for about an hour, and then we'll have the chance to ask him questions.
5,001. That's $5 at the door, guys.
Yeah, free for students. Yeah, 5,000.
If you want to know more information about the club and future events, do you have a page?
Sure. There's a Facebook page. Yeah, just search for 10 Magazine Book Club, and you'll find us. Or can I post a link on the Travel Bug?
We've already got links up. Our listeners are so awesome. Travel buggies are so good. We don't have to do anything. Ron has already done the honors of posting at least 4 links up.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, good for you, Ron. Thank you so much. Yeah, if Ron, if you're in Seoul, you can get a free entry to this Sunday's book club. Yeah.
Sadly, he is in the States.
Oh, he's okay. Sorry.
But if he ever comes, we have first dibs on him, so you can't have him.
Okay.
All right. Well, I just want to end out with a few comments from our listeners.
Okay, yeah, fire away.
Smile Frizz from Indonesia says, "Hello, Lisa and Mr. Barry Welsh.
Hello.
Good morning." Excuse me. For Mr. Barry, wow, so simple. And 10 Magazine, very interesting. And I think she's expressing her fascination with this club and your association with. Weewix18 from Tunisia says, "I like books so much. I study literature too, and I like books, especially Arabic books and French. And when I start to read a book, I can't stop reading it until I finish."
Oh, okay.
I used to be like that too. Can't put it down. Ruby Ann from the Philippines says, "I love books. Hi, Lisa and Barry. Good morning. I would love to attend one of your meetings. I love books. And yes, I agree with Miss Lisa that the feel and smell of paper in your hands is really good and adds to the excitement of reading a good book."
Oh, yeah. Great comment. Yeah.
Lucky Miriam, also from Tunisia, says, "Wow, I'm so happy. I'm really enjoying the program today. And I would really like to travel to Korea, but since I'm young, I'll study first. Korea is my dream, and I cannot imagine not one day without thinking about Korea."
Oh, okay.
Anyways, it's been great talking to you, Barry.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. I've loved being here, and yeah, thank you. I don't know what to say. Wonderful.
For the rest of our listeners, we do have a picture of Barry and myself,
really?
And of course 10 Magazine too, up on our Facebook page. It's also up on our gallery, and you can turn around and say hello to the DMB for those listeners who are watching.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Right over there.
Hello.
Good luck in the future.
Okay, thank you
with
so
your book
much,
club.
and I'd hope to see some of the listeners at the book club this Sunday. Thanks again.
Fantastic.
Okay.
And before he goes, he has a music request. This time, an Epic High song.
Epic High, yeah, and I want to request this song because I love the girl's voice who sings the chorus. I think Iha, yeah, she has an amazing voice, and the chorus is incredible. And I can remember singing it one day in winter when I was walking around Samcheong-dong. Beautiful song, yeah.
This is called 춥다, cold. Thank you, Barry.
Thank you so much.
봄이 와 꽃을 피